Hello everyone, my name is Jared from Platinum Consultants and welcome back to another Simpro Spotlight session. Today we're going to be taking a look at stock and how you can start transitioning your company in towards tracking stock by using essentially a bogus stock storage device. Now this is a way that we don't have to count the individual amount of items that we have stored in the warehouse or in people's vans, but it's going to be a way that we can start to track on jobs what stock we're using and make sure we can have a cost associated to that to make sure we're applying that cost to these jobs. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to be going in and we're going to be setting up a fake storage device, as I mentioned. And we all know that tracking stock costs a lot of money and time. We don't have time to count all these items. And as you know, after a few weeks, people forget to do stock transfers and things like that. And that all goes out the window and we're back to square one. The other problem we have is that when we're putting in purchase orders and suppliers and the stock doesn't quite get transferred into the job in time, the techs are sitting there on their mobile, they're scrolling through, they can't find the items that they need. So we want a way that we can set up a storage device where they're easily able to access the most commonly kept in stock items, around 50 to start with, and we're going to show you how to set that up, how it can be useful in your business, and ways to set this up. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to be going into Simpro here, and we're going to go across under the Materials tab into Stock. And what we're going to do is we're going to be setting up a storage device. You do that by clicking Create Storage Device, and I've already done one here. In this instance, we're going to be picking Van Storage. Now you can see I've already added items into here already, but what you want to do when you've got no items in here is we're just going to right click on our storage device here, click Stock Take, and like I've done here already, you want to add in the items from the catalog that you know have the correct name, the correct cost price, and the correct sell price. And then what you're going to do is you're going to be adding 10,000 stock to each of those things. We want to make sure this doesn't run out because, as I said, we're not keeping accurate stock numbers. We're just making sure that our techs have an easy list to scroll through of 50 items that they keep in their van all the time, just random little things that they always are grabbing out of their van. We want to make sure the techs have access to this. Once you've done that, you're going to click Save and you'll have another thing for Finish and Approve. We'll do that. And then we can see now that if we go into our van storage, we have 10,000 stock of each of these items. So now when we go across to a job, the techs will have access to do this on their mobile. We're going to show you on the desktop here. If you normally went into parts and labor over here and you went into the catalog, and we're going to add those exact same items in here. We're going to do one of each of these items from our catalog. Now this isn't grabbing from the stock. This is just grabbing a catalog item. If we added these to the job and we go across to our details section here, we can see that our materials markup cost here is $46.07, but also the price we're selling for is $46.07. We're not actually applying a cost for these materials. They cost us something. We need this to be taken out to make sure that it is getting allocated for, to make sure our profits aren't blown out and it looks like we're making a fortune because you haven't actually assigned a cost to the job. So the way we get around this, like we mentioned before, is we're going to be using that storage device. So if we just get rid of these catalog items that I've just added in here, now this time we're going to be going across to stock. And we're going to select our van storage here. And we're just going to add in one of each of these items. So now we're taking it from the stock that we selected. As I said, we don't know how many items we have. We just know these are items that the techs are going to be grabbing from their van and using on this job. Now, once we've added this over here on the Details tab, you can see we've added that in here. Now the materials have a cost. We've got a cost of $26.04. It's being marked up to $20.03 to total our $46.07. So now when we actually look at the profit that we're making down the bottom, you can see our cost has been applied. This is what's left over after our materials have been used. So this is a lot better. It means we can apply a cost to a job. It means our techs aren't having to scroll through a massive list. We saw in that stock tab in our van storage, you might only have 50 items in here, which on your phone, very easy to scroll through and select and make sure that they're applying it to the job, but we don't care how many we have in stock. We're going to always be putting in orders for large quantities of these items that they might grab from the warehouse or something like that. But instead of the text writing the notes in the box every time of all the little items that they've used, this is a nice simple way to start setting this up to make sure that they're able to use these items, apply them to the jobs quickly. You know they're being used in the office. You know they're being applied to a job. The cost is being on charge and your profits are going to be a lot more accurate. So try this out for yourselves. See if you can set it up. Start with a small list of items. Ask your techs on the road, what are the items they use all the time? Are they pipe fittings? Are they little packs of screws that you might put under consumables? Things that you want to constantly keep track of. If you have any trouble setting this up, feel free to reach out to us via email at reception@platinumconsultants.com.au. All our links will be down in the description below. Let us know if you need any help with this. We're more than happy to help you set this up or anything else that you need help with in Simpro. My name has been Jared. Thank you so much for tuning in to this Simpro Spotlight session, and we'll see you guys in the next one.